Awesome. All right. So I was super excited to hear from you, Kristin, and go ahead and take it away from here.
Hi, no pressure. I mean, she just messaged me like an hour ago. I love it though. I love just being on the fly and things like that. So I'm excited. I actually talked to my team about this topic yesterday. So I was like, hey, I would love to share about goal setting, because I think we're all in the new year when we're all like, oh, I've got these goals. And Carly is so right. Like, your why is a huge part of your journey here. And it's so important to define what your why is. But then you have to set the goals to get to the why, because my why initially was just to fill in the gaps with when I took a maternity leave when I was a teacher, it was honestly to make $500. And then my goal became Carly's was, I want to stay home with my kids. And so that's a huge goal, right? But you got to have all those like steps that it's going to take to be able to actually get to that why that you have. And so I've been listening, one of my goals, and I'm actually going to be really honest and transparent with mine with you guys. And then you guys, I'd love to hear some of y'all's goals and ideas. But one of my goals this year was to get back into personal development. Carly's done it. I've done it. I actually did 75 hard, which if you knew me like 6 months ago, I'm not the person that ever actually finishes a goal. Like I'm the person that has like 1,000 ideas and all these things I want to do and all these goals I want to do. And then I don't finish any of them. Like, that is just who I am. And I will be very open about that. So I actually finished 75 hard. And part of it, and I think Carly said this the other day, is you have to read every single day, 10 pages. And I think after I finished it, I was just like, oh, I don't want to look at any personal development. I'm so tired of it, which is weird because I still loved the gym. Like, I fell in love with the gym when I went through 75 hard. So one of my goals was personal development. So I've really been digging into lots of little things that I love to do with personal development. I know Treasure and I were talking the other day. Just so y'all know, I'm obsessed. If y'all don't know, if y'all didn't get on this call with Bob Heilig, he is one of my favorite to plug into. He has a free page, you guys, that you can be a part of. He renamed it. If somebody can pop it in the chat, I can't think of what it is. He's actually right now doing a free call. Like, he's now opening the calls that I paid for. I paid a lot of money to be part of his group, but he's opening it up for free. He has a Your Virtual Upline podcast. Donna shared one of his calls in there. Love him. I also listened to Mel Robbins' podcast. She is somebody who I think is just truly amazing. And that's where I got a lot of what I talked about on my call yesterday, is just that goal setting. Mel Robbins is a life coach. I love her. Her High Five Habit changed my life last year. It is an incredible book. I'm just throwing out some recommendations if personal development is one of your goals for the year. So anyways, I was listening to one of her podcasts about goal setting, and a lot of it resonated with me because I think we get into the new year and we have all these ideas. Like, I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want all these things that you want to get done. Right. And then you don't end up completing any of them. Right. Because you have all these goals. And so I loved the way she kind of broke down how to identify what your goals should be in the new year. Now, I will tell you, a goal is so important. And that's what I love about this industry, is being surrounded by people like you guys, because we all are the people that want better for our life, right? Like, we want better for our life. And that's why I just love network marketers, because we do, like, we're all here for it. We want to grow. We want to become better people and make some money along the way. Right. So she talks about how you need to have a goal to have purpose in your life. And it is so stinking true. You hear all these people, and I think Ricky's on this call, and I used his story yesterday, which was so powerful, is Ricky had this goal to have a Lamborghini. And he worked his flipping butt off to get a Lamborghini, and not only get the Lamborghini, but pay for it in cash. I could not believe that. And if I misspeak any of this, please let me know, because I was listening while grocery shopping last week. But he had this huge goal that he was working towards, and he got the goal, and then he wasn't satisfied. He wasn't happy. He didn't actually want the Lamborghini anymore. And his story behind it is so powerful. Ricky, I loved your story about how just he didn't feel like he was part of the people anymore. Like, he just didn't like the way that it felt. I don't want to misspeak for him, but so he hit the goal and he was like, okay, I'm not happy. It's not satisfying. It's that season of working towards the goal that brings so much joy to people. And that was me when I did 75 hard. Like, working to the finish line to finish 75 hard was one of the most powerful moments of my life. It changed my life. Like, not everybody that goes through 75 hard has that same experience, but in my situation, those 75 days changed my life. And then I got to day 75 and it was like, well, what the flip do I do next? Like, what do I do next? And then I kind of got lost in this like season of my life for a couple months. And so it's so important that you have goals that you're working towards. And so she talks about mistakes that we make when we are putting together goals. And so we talked about these. If you guys want to do this, like really dig into this, melrobbins.com/goals. You can listen to the podcast. You can print out the worksheet. You can work through it. I highly recommend listening to the full hour podcast because I can only say so much. There's a lot of tidbits that she says. But before identifying the mistakes, you've got to figure out the will and the way. So you have to figure out why this goal is important to you and the plan. What's your plan going to be? Like, what are you going to do? And then the 5 mistakes when you're identifying goals for the new year, or just in general, guys, like something that she said that was so powerful is sometimes pressure-based goals don't work for people. And that is me. A year ago today, all my friends were doing 75 hard and I didn't do it because to me, I wasn't ready. It wasn't for me yet, right? Like, so maybe you're seeing people doing body blast and they're crushing it right now and you haven't stepped into that. That's okay. Like, that may have just not felt like the right season for you yet. Like, you can always have your season. So you have to figure out what is your plan going to be. And then the mistakes that she said is when you feel pressured, your inner rebel will push back. And I thought that was so true because I don't know about you guys, but like, if someone tells me what I need to do, I literally become the biggest rebel. I push back like nobody's business. I'm like, no, not doing that. Like, all my friends are doing 75 hard. And for some reason it was like, I pushed back. Like, I didn't need to be a part of it just because they were doing it. So it has to be something that you personally want. It has to mean something to you. And then number 2, the mistake is you're setting too many goals. That is me. We're wired the same. That is so me. Like, just setting way too many goals. So instead of having like 10 goals in the new year, instead of having 10 goals in the new year, just setting 1 to 3 goals, just 1 to 3. And I have a hard time with this because I'm like, I've got this goal, I've got this goal, I've got this goal, I've got this, I have all these things I want to get done. Well, then like I said, I fail. Like, I don't end up getting them done. So just identifying 1 to 3 goals right now. And some of you guys are like, but wait, I want to do this. I want to do this. Just pick 1 to 3. Okay. And it doesn't have to be business. Like, this can be about your life in general. Most of my goals are very business right now, because I got to work really hard on my personal growth last year. That was something last year that was my focus, was becoming healthier. I did some crazy things. I kicked my diet soda addiction. I stopped drinking for like 3 months and learned how to work out, learned how to eat. Like, my personal health was my goal last year. This year, it's obviously some home-based stuff, but it's business. Like, I feel like I'm in a season now where I can step out into more of that leadership and business stuff. So your goals don't have to just be about Bravenly. Like, you can identify goals for your home life, your personal health, things of that sort. Again, don't go put 1 in each category because then you're up to like 8 goals. Just pick 1 to 3 goals. Another mistake is you're missing the sweet spot between it's too easy and then it's too hard. So there is, it says most go way too big and they need to be small, specific, and definable. So like in the beginning, like Carly's goal and my goal is, I want to be a stay-at-home mom. Like, if that's your goal, it's kind of like, whoa, that's really big. Let's kind of hone it in and be like, okay, in 6 months, I want to, and find that goal that's going to help get you to that stepping point instead of being like, I want to make 6 figures a year. Like, you got to kind of make those a little bit more smaller and definable, because that's like looking at the big elephant, right? Like, you got to start small. You can't just like, I always use the analogy. So many people come into this industry and they look at the top of the stairs and they want to get to the top of the stairs. Like, they want to go from the very bottom to the very top and they want to get there right now. but there are so many little steps that you have to take to get to the top of those stairs. So you really need to define those steps. Like, what does each one of those steps look like to get to the top of the stairs? And then another mistake is they're way too general. You need to ask yourself this question when you're defining your goals. When will I know that I've succeeded? So you need to have exactly, when am I going to know that I've succeeded? When you're identifying your goals, you need to be able to answer that question. And then mistake number 5 is you need to have a low-high range goal. So if your goal is, I want to lose 10 pounds this year, instead of putting a 10 pound, that's got to be the specific thing, you low-high range it. I want to lose 8 to 12 pounds this year. Psychology and studies have shown that when you low-high range your goals, you're more likely to succeed. I don't know what that is, but that's what it is. So those are some tips that she says and mistakes. And so let me get back to it. Hold on. I'm going to get lost in my notes, but that's not normal. That's totally normal. Okay. So step 1, when it's time, now that once you've identified, you have to take your first milestone immediately. Absolutely immediately. I loved this analogy. I thought it was so interesting. So they did a study and they gave at a coffee shop, they gave a card to one set of group of people, and it was a card, nothing was stamped on it. And they said, if you have order 10 cups of coffee, you get one for free. Then they also handed another group of people, they handed them a card of 12, and 2 of them were already stamped and said, if you get 10 more cups of coffee, you'll get one for free. It's essentially the same exact thing, but the people that had already started and had 2 stamps already done were the ones that were more likely to finish out the entire card because they had milestones already done. So once you identify your goal, like within 24 hours, set something small. For instance, she had said, I want to do gardening this year. Her first milestone was order a book on Amazon on how to garden. That's it. It doesn't have to be something like huge and massive. Set something you're going to do within the next 24 hours that's going to help you get towards that goal so that you've already achieved some of those milestones. And that's going to help you be more motivated to complete those goals. Then tell someone that you admire. Go tell your sponsor. Go tell Carly. Go tell anyone that you admire what your goals are. When I did 75 Hard, I was obnoxiously annoying on social media about it because honestly, I needed people to be counting on me to finish. I needed accountability because I know my personality and I always quit. I always quit. I always quit. I always quit. I'll say it 1,000 times. So I was very vocal to all the people on my social media because I admire so many people on my social media. And I just put it out there and I let people know what I was doing. And I knew that if I failed, number 1, people were wanting me to fail because that's just the way, unfortunately, humans are wired. Number 2, I knew that I couldn't fail people because they were inspired by my journey. And so I knew that if I quit, then they were going to not be able to complete something hard and challenging for themselves. So go tell somebody that you admire because it will really hold you accountable. And then, so let's see. I was just going to say what my goals were. Like, I'm happy to share with you guys, like what I've worked through doing this podcast, because when I came in, I was like, I want to be VP by this rate or by this time of the year. And that actually was not the right way to do that goal. So I worked on what are those little steps that I need to do to be able to get to the goals that I want. So one of mine is I absolutely suck at doing IPA during the week. I host power hours a lot because that forces me to do it. You'll see Glenn and I are hosting one tomorrow. Like, I host them because I'm more likely to do it if I'm in charge of it, but I'm not great at the discipline of sitting down 3 to 5 hours a week and not training and not absorbing personal development, not creating reels, not creating content, sitting down and going 1 hour of actual intentional IPA. Like I said, posting a reel that I love to do is not IPA. So, and then she says, and this is so awkward that I'm actually going to do this, but it is what it is. She says to speak in third person. When you speak in third person, you're more likely to achieve your goals. Studies prove it. Kristin will complete 3 to 5 IPA sheets a week. But then what is my plan? By putting together a book that works for me. my plan is to put together some sort of binder and have something, a system or something that will hold me accountable to 3 to 5. So I've got a low range and a high range. Another one is Kristin will complete. Y'all, I paid over $1,000 for Bob Heilig's thing over a year ago, and I hadn't done it yet. Well, it's okay. I wasn't in a season in my former company where I wanted to. I had lost my spark. And now that I have my spark again, and Bravenly's like the most unbelievable company ever, I want to learn all these things now because I thrive as a leader when I am learning personal development and I'm able to reteach it. Everything I'm talking about right now is personal development that I listen to. I'm not making any of this stuff up. I thrive because I was a teacher. When I learn stuff, I love to digest it and then spit it out and train on it. So I said that I will complete his program. And I also have a second kind of addition to that, but I will complete his program within 13 weeks. So I should say 13 to 15 weeks. I said that one wrong because that gives me a low high range. And then Donna, she's on my team. She also encouraged, and I'm actually going to do it. I'm weird. I love to listen to like gangster music when I'm at the gym. So now when I do my cardio, I'm listening to personal development, a podcast, 15 to 20 minutes when I'm at the gym, something else. Because when I'm on Love, Serve, Grow, his program, I want to write and take notes and all the things. So that I've noticed, and I will tell you, sidebar, if you're feeling stuck right now, I can almost with certainty 100% promise you, you're not doing personal development the way that you should be, because personal development creates personal growth in this business, which creates success. And if you're feeling stuck, I'm telling you with every fiber of my soul, figure out what makes you tick, what gets you excited when it comes to personal growth, personal development. It may not be John Maxwell. It may not be Bob Heilig. It may not be Mel Robbins. Who makes you excited that you love to listen to? Go back and start doing personal development. I'm telling you, you will start thriving. I have people in my years of doing this that will say they're stuck, and I'll say, what personal development have you been doing? And they'll say, I haven't been doing one. And it happens every time. So figure out something. And then my last one is just, instead of me going VP in so many days, I will develop 3 to 5 VPs in 2023. That's just my goal. It's a big one. It's a giant one, but I'm going for it. So it kind of is taking that goal off of me and putting it onto, okay, if I want to be at a certain rank in 2023, how can I serve my people? Who can I serve? And how many people do I need to get? And then by doing that, I am creating a system with people on my team that I know want to get to VP, whose actions align with their words. I'm just going to say that as I'm talking. People will tell you, I want to be director in the next month. I want to do this in the next 2 months. But if their actions don't align with their words, then don't spend all of your time and energy working with that person and spoon feeding that person. You have to meet people whose actions align with their words. So with the people on my team who are saying they want to be VP, who are also putting the action behind their words, I'm establishing a system and a routine with them in 2023 so that we're staying in close contact to make sure that we're working towards those goals together. So that's it. I hope that's good. I was really off the cuff. You guys are more than welcome to message me. Again, it's Mel Robbins /goals. That is the sheet that I worked through to kind of help me identify these more specific defined goals for 2023.
That was amazing. I love it. If you were that good with me asking you an hour ago, can you imagine if I gave the girls some prep time? Anyway, that's how I roll. But that was fantastic, Kristin. I seriously have like ridiculous amounts of notes, and I learned so much from you. She was talking about actions matching the words. A lot of times when our actions do not match our words, it's because we haven't channeled into our why. We need to really dig into that. Also, what she said about like feeling stuck, y'all, if you're going to my inbox and you're talking like, I feel stuck, don't be surprised if I ask you what personal development you're doing now, because she's so right. She's so right. I know for me, 75 hard, I did that as well. And my life changed for so many ways, but I'm going to tell you that 10 days of forced reading, not listening, but reading, it changed my life. It changed my life. That's why I met Bravenly, you guys. And then finally, I think this is so important. You notice that she's talking about and that how like pressure causes her to rebel, right? She's like, you tell me to do it, I'm going to go opposite. I'm the same way. You guys, if somebody tells me what I have to do, I'm like, ooh, I can feel the fire burning in my belly. I get mad. Nobody tells me what to do. But then you got Glenn. Did you see what he said in the chat? He's like, I wish Carly and Ricky would pressure me more. And here I am as the leader. I know for me, if somebody pressures me, I get feisty and I go the opposite direction. So I lead like I want to be led. But then we got Glenn over here saying, I need somebody to just be like, so I'm like, so I think it's so important that we talk with our uplines and our downlines about what works for us, because we're all different. And that to me was a huge aha moment. I'm like, I'm sorry, Glenn, I figured you'd just rebel like I would. You know what I mean? So I think it's just really important that we have those lines of communication, like what drives you, what works. I was reading something that said some people are really motivated by positive things, but other negative. And it's not that it's negative like bad, but it's like, I don't want my husband to end up like this, so I'm going to do this, right? You know, it's like sometimes it's the negative emotions, but some people, they don't work that way. So I think it's so important that we have that communication with our people. So anyway, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hand it over. I know Cass has got a little nugget to drop too, and I'm so glad I'm recording these because they're just amazing. So whoever called me out and said, do that, thank you. So are you able to unmute right now, my friend?
Yep. Just get my notes here. Hang on. Hey, oh my God, that was so good. I was taking so many good notes. So this will be super quick, and don't feel like you have to literally write all this down, because I'm going to run through this and then I'll just screenshot it in the chat. And then that way you guys can save it in your notes. But I learned something the other day. Always, trying to learn just different things that are great things to essentially implement in. And a couple there's 2 habits that I want to cover. So 2 habits I want you to develop. For those of you that are leading with the product, which is a great way to start, right? A great way to get people on the product, introduce them to Bravenly. How many people on here first fell in love with the product, even if it was in your first network marketing company before you were interested in the business? Probably a lot of us, including me, right? Some of your best business partners can come from customers, right? So with that being said, 2 simple habits I want you to develop when leading with the product. One of them I've already done and taught on, for quite some time. And then the other one, I was like, well, this is good, really good. I don't know why I'm not doing this. So number 1, ask the question when you're sharing the product with someone. So say you're sharing the product, somebody wants more information, you're getting them in the testimonial group, you're reaching out, from a post or sharing with a friend, and they are open and interested in the product. You're going to ask them the extra question, and this is what it is. Would you also be open to hearing how you can make some extra income as well? Why are we asking this? Because why are we assuming they just want the product info? What if they're interested in making extra income? Well, they didn't ask. How do they even know that that's an option or an opportunity if we don't ask, right? We can't assume. So what I want everyone to do on this call is, again, when you're sharing with the product with someone, once you get them in the testimonial group, ask them that question as well. And listen, you don't care if they say no, but at least you asked. And you also planted that seed where maybe down the road, they're like, hey, actually, I remember when Treasure asked me, and I could use an opportunity, right? So they need to know that there is an opportunity. So that is amazing to ask. So ask the extra question. Are they open to making some extra income as well? Do they want that information? And again, I'm going to put this in the chat so you guys have it. Second one is flip your customers. Everyone on this call has customers that love the products. How do I know that? Because our retention is so high, right? We see so many testimonials in the testimonial group. My question to you guys is are you guys flipping your customers? Are you asking, if they're essentially open to taking a look at the business? So I'm going to read this verbiage word for word, because I'm like, this is something that's already working. So the training was saying this: flip your customers. So this is what you would ask your customer that already loves the product and having some sort of a testimonial, is you'd say this to them: now that you're already having results in the products, would you be open to hear how you can simply make some extra income by sharing the results you're already having? Do you see how there's some magic words in there? simply extra income, results you're already having, right? So those would be my two things for you guys to start implementing: asking the extra question, and then flipping your customers. We all have customers that are loving the product. So that's something that you can literally start, doing today. And, that we have a phenomenal ambassador program where, hey, maybe they just, want to be an ambassador. That's a great way to upgrade your customers. Maybe you already have ambassadors that haven't upgraded to brand partners yet, or maybe they're just retail customers. So with that, that's kind of all I have. I just want to share those simple 2 tips, but I'm going to screenshot it and pop it into our chat so you guys can save that.
Cass, thank you so much. That was gold. I hope you guys listened, and I hope you guys do go back, and when she puts it in the chat, screenshot it. I'm going to tell you guys something that I think is really important. You guys know my story, and you guys know that I was not good at network marketing when I started, and it took me a couple of years to get success. Literally what she said was what took me from somebody who my upline's like, I'm washing my hands of her, she's not good, to the top recruiter of our entire big team, was doing exactly what Cass said. I wasn't the girl. Like right now, I'll just reach out to somebody who has experience in network marketing, but I didn't have the circle to do that. I didn't have the following or the, you know what? So this is exactly how I went from somebody who didn't have a team to a big team. 100% what Cass said. And one thing I want, like, when people were looking at the product, I would always offer the opportunity, and I tried to flip every single one of my customers. Sometimes I try like 6 or 7 times, right? And it's what worked. And then finally, I want to just add one thing to it, which goes into what she was saying. But we had like these opportunity blitzes, right? And we are getting ready to have one. You guys, it's going to be this month, and we're going to have a Brave Only opportunity blitz. It's coming. We'll get you the details. It's not anything you have to do except for invite your people. It is so easy. And literally, you know what I was the best at is inviting people to that group and getting them in the group. That's it. I didn't know how to close a sale. All I did was flip my customers, offer it, and then put them in these blitzes. You guys, and I did it in massive numbers. That's what it takes to get that ball rolling. And then, of course, you start to get that influence and notoriety. But literally, that is how you do it. So, Cass, thank you so much. You shared literal gold. And I know that there's proof in concept because it's exactly what I did. So thank you, friend. I appreciate that. So like I said, I woke up this morning like it's Tuesday. I reached out to some people. I got 2 more people that are going to share a little bit here. And I know one of them, I'll do this one first, but Treasure, I know you have somebody who's hit some goals, and you're going to share a little bit about that, or just have them pop in. So are you free to do that, my friend?
Yes, I'm so excited. Amy is very new. She's been with us, I believe, for a little less than a month, and she just hit 700 clubs. She has gotten 3 customers in just a matter of days, and I'm so very excited and proud of her. And I would love for her, and I did not prepare her for this, you guys. So, Amy, if you could share what you've been doing, how you've been, just basically your process with your people. I'm super excited to hear about it.
Hey guys, I am loving it here at Bravely. It's just so easy and simple. The products, I think, is what's helping me be so successful, is because I'm consistently taking the products, and I have like amazing results. I've already lost 14 pounds in like 3 weeks. So I've just been consistent on social media and my Facebook, and just posting every day. And everybody is seeing it. And I'm just like so excited and so on fire right now that everyone's like, what is she doing? I need that. And I have had so many people inbox me. There's a lot of people, still looking at it, and I'm following up with them. And so I'm hopeful that I'll get many more customers in the next month. But 2 of my customers actually asked me the same day and ordered that same day. So it was like I plugged them into the group. I shared my experience with them, and the same day they ordered. My first customer, she has been on my Facebook with me for my other network marketing gig that I had. And she just wouldn't order. She wouldn't order. But then when I introduced her to Bravenly, it was like all in, and she believed it. And so I just love it here. And Treasure is amazing, and Carly's amazing, who have been helping me too. So
yeah, congratulations. You know what? I love that. And so you're having rapid success here, and that makes me so happy. But I'm just broken record here, guys. What did she say? She's product of the product. She's consistent. She follows up. What's that? That's the making of success. We say it almost every call. And so she's got it. And so she's doing incredibly well. And I'm super proud of you, friend. And 13 pounds, I'm going to ask what everybody wants to know. Tell us your regime. Like, what products are you taking?
So when I signed up, I got the legacy pack. So I got like all of the stuff. And so I take 2 Ignite. And this didn't start. I just recently figured this out. Well, probably like 2 weeks ago. I take 2 Ignite in the morning without any food. And then I put Gold in my Boost Brew in the morning. And I don't eat anything. I fast all the way till lunch. And so at lunchtime, I do Rush and Balance together, and then I eat protein. Sometimes I eat a protein salad, but protein for sure. And then what else do I do? Then I continue working, and then I take 2 Drive about 3 p.m. And then I take I eat my dinner, and I portion control is something that I'm doing right now because I could eat and eat at dinner time, right? So, but I'm really limiting that and trying to eat healthier. And then I'll take 2 Burn after dinner, and then I do Drift at night, and that's it. It's been working.
I love it. I love it. That's awesome. And yeah, that's, you guys, that's a lot of products. And here's the thing. Like so many times I'll tell people, especially if they want to start with a lot, they're like, do I have to take this forever? And here, the reality is with these products is that these are actually helping you from the inside. And I'm like, no, but you know, I do suggest starting higher with products and then slowly going down to just those ones that you want to take long-term. And the reason for that is because we don't know what is causing the weight to hold on. Like it could be hormones. It could be that your blood sugar, which is Burn, right? Or Drive, you know, it could be gut balance. And so it's like, so you need to take balance. So what she's doing, you know, I shouldn't say this because it's being recorded, but she's healing her inside, right? She's healing her body. And then once her body is working as it should, then she can be like, you know, I think right now I'm sleeping great already. You know, I've got the energy. I think I want a rush in the afternoon and take balance because, you know, gut health, we always need it, right? She'll get to that point. So I do, like with my customers, I'm like, start with what you can afford. But I always like to say, you know what, because we don't know the root cause of what's going on, a lot of these products are going to work to help you. So I love that, you know, and I'm sure that as she goes on that she'll figure out which ones are the ones for her long-term. But I think that that's really cool. I love that you did the legacy pack and that you're going all in because obviously, sister, it's working. So what'd you say, 13 pounds in 3 weeks? That's phenomenal. So, all right. And obviously she's doing the thing. She's not sitting around eating Twinkies. Like, why don't these products work? I mean, we have customers like that, and because you got to try. So these help you. They are supplements, right? Anyway, okay. So we're going to finish the call off with Ashley because Ashley, her and I both have ADD together. I was like, yay. So friends. No. But the truth is that like we relate on this level where it's like systems help, right? Things that are put in place to help us do the things that we know we need to do are huge. So Ashley, would you kind of share some of the tools or the tool that we were talking about that's helpful for you?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm the serial tool tester outer. I have tried everything out there. My most recent tool that I've tried, you can see sticky notes on my wall because if it's not in my face, I forget about it. So this is actually working. I'm using it coupled with this so I could see every brand partner that I have, every customer and every person I've sent samples to, every person that I've had a conversation with. Obviously not everybody is up there yet because I've had a lot more conversations than what you see, but majority of it is customers, brand partners, and samples because I want to be sure to keep in contact with those people. But I love sticky notes and whiteboards. Yes. So my whiteboard is actually behind my computer. I plan on hanging that up because these sticky notes are going to get expensive. Another tool that I have tried and tested out over the years is a CRM. I've tried everything from Teamsy, Hilo, My Better Journey, Monday, Trello, everything. And nothing ever really quite stuck with me until a couple weeks ago, I went back to Teamsy. And things have changed wildly with that site since I first tried it, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, maybe. And I think it goes along with what Kristin said, is maybe it just wasn't the right opportunity, the right timing for me to use that tool, because now it's working really well. And I'm kind of hoping, again, I relate with Kristin about this, that I don't ever really finish what I start, or I'm able to stick with it. And so far, so good. It's been a couple weeks. So I don't know if do you want me to screen share and show people what it looks like? Yeah, let's see. Okay. Oh, disabled.
Let me see if I can go ahead. I'll just make you the
Okay.
host.
All right. Okay. And I completely relate to what everybody else, what you and Carly and Kristin were saying about, like, don't tell me what to do because I'll fight back. My husband makes jokes about that all the time. He's like, maybe don't do the dishes today. And I'm like, that doesn't work either. But I also need something simple. I need automation, because my brain can't actually see the steps from where I'm at to the end goal. It looks fuzzy, it's jumbled in the middle. And I need someone to be like, hey, here are the steps, just follow these steps, without being like overly aggressive, like you have to do this. So Teamsy has become that middleman for me. Because when I sit down to do IPA, I'm almost like, what am I doing? Who am I talking to today? And then I get stuck going into Facebook saying like, okay, who liked my last post? And then I connect with them and I engage on their post, and then I just get stuck in social media. So I have to rework my brain to go back to Teamsy and follow who it's telling me to engage with, which actually helps a lot to take the guesswork out. So let me see if I can screen share.
Yeah, let me know if it works now. But I relate to that, Ashley, because the truth is for me, it's like, okay, like I'm the girl who's like, oh, I need to figure out who to talk to. And then 10 minutes later, I'm playing the guitar. I'm like, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Okay, so can everybody see this? I only see my face, so I can't see what you're looking at. Okay. Okay, so here is the dashboard. There is a place to add your why. So right here is where I added mine. And if you don't know your why, I found this today, actually. You can go to settings and go to my why. There's my phone number if you want it. Okay, so, and it says having trouble, like figuring out your why. And so it prompts you with these questions to really dig deep. Like I always heard your why of being like an onion that you peel back the layers of, just keep asking why. So it'll prompt you with, these questions to ask yourself and figure out what your true why is. And this will change over time. Mine has. Some people's don't. But. So anyway, when you go to set it up, you can set an income goal, you can set an activity goal. And this is also follows along with what you guys were saying about it being activity-based and not results-based. Because that way, when I fill these little circles every day, I can feel accomplished. And down here it says, if you posted, if you did your personal development, did you use your products and exercise today? So I've done these today. And then here you can actually do a power hour, and it prompts you with these people that you can connect with on Facebook, Instagram, text, or whatever. So for example, if I was going to talk to Gayla, I would say, hey, I'm going to send her a Facebook message, and, you can write down like, just said hi, whatever you want to do. And then you can set a follow-up in 2 days to ask if anyone shared Bravenly with her yet, or, whatever it is that you want to do, however you go. There are ways, I don't know where to find it on this one, but you could see this weekend was not great with my activity. But I like this one right here. This one is shares. This one means you are actually talking about the business or the products. Connects over here is more, I guess, what you would qualify as relationship building, engaging with what you see on their posts. Just if you haven't talked to them in a couple years, restarting that conversation and seeing what they're up to, seeing how their life is going, that kind of thing. And then obviously connect with your customers and your brand partners. But this one here, I think, is going to be the gold, after you connect with them. Oh, it says it over here. Share is a special type of connect. So anyway, so that's what's been helping me. Let me see if there's anything else that would, did anyone have any questions about this? Let me stop sharing for a second.
I think that Heather asked if you could message directly from TeamZ.
I have not found a way to do that yet. I think because it's a third-party tool that they really don't want to do that. But I have been looking for that because one tool that I used to use did that and it was fabulous. So far I've just been, it doesn't take a whole lot more time. After you send the message, I just put it into TeamZ and then click like log connect over here. So you can copy paste what you send and then just stick it in here and then log it. And you can, there's scripts too. I was looking through them this morning before this call to see if I was going to share about them. It's not my style of what I would say. This one's kind of nice, but that's
How
what
long
my
did
speed.
I see Siobhan's asking how long did it take to get it set up? Was it a long process?
Oh, okay. That's something else that I was going to say. Yes. So I couldn't use Trello because it just took way too long for me to set up. It was like an individual thing I had to put. So here it really took, it was less than, I think the longest thing I waited for was to download my Facebook friends list and my Instagram friends list. And so, that took a couple of hours to get the email. And then once I did that, wonder if you can add contact. I think it'll pop up with like bulk. Can you see my screen still? Did I go back to sharing? Okay. So you can bulk, and there is a way to input your brand partners, your customers, your retail customers, ambassadors, from Bravenly. I found a way to export that and I just did it in a CSV file. And so they all went directly in there, which was nice because it told me their ID number, the date that they enrolled, what they are, retail ambassador or brand partner, and then it put them into the categories for me. So I was like, I need that automation.
I love this, Ashley. Thank you so much for sharing it because I feel like some people just are like, man, I got everything together. For me, like I do the Apple Watch and filling in my little circles is my life. Once my circles are filled, I am like, okay. And I feel like if I've got circles to fill, it's like that little game. A lot of people play little games with themselves. So for me, the activity of getting my circle filled via follow-ups or whatever it is will drive me. So I'm getting TeamZ. I'm going to give it a try for sure.
They will say they have a 14-day free trial. So if you try it and it ends up not being what you need for your own personal business or it doesn't work for you, I think there are other ones that you can try out. But I do like that 14 days because then I'm like, I'm going to get as much as I possibly can done for free. And then by that point, I'm like, well, I've done so much already. So I might as well keep it. And it's helping. Like I've done more in the last couple of weeks with TeamZ than I think I have in like a couple months combined.
I love it. Action is you get into action, right? That's huge. Ashley, thank you so much for sharing that tip. And for some of you guys are like, yeah, I don't need it. But for those of us that do, I'm like, yes, thank you. I cannot wait to give this a try. So we appreciate you so much. You guys, I want to thank you so much. Usually I would say, let's open up for, combo, but I've got another Zoom in 3 minutes. So you guys, I just want to thank you for hopping on here and all the nuggets. Kristin, Ashley, Treasure, Cassandra, Amy, thank you. You guys are serious gold and I appreciate you. So we'll talk soon. Okay. Bye.